Welcome back, children. This is the continuation of your chapter heat, that is up to before the relationship between the temperature scales. I just finished in the prior videos. Now I am going to start about from the relationship between the three temperature scales, that is Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin scale. Celsius scale, as you know, that the lower fixed point is 0 and upper fixed point is 100. In Fahrenheit, it is started from 32 degree, that is lower fixed point, and upper fixed point is 212. And in the Kelvin, it is started from 273 K to it, and upper fixed point is 373 K. Now, let us know what is the relationship between. The lower fixed point is the temperature at which ice melts, is known as the ice point. On the other hand, the upper fixed point is the temperature at which the water boils, which is known as the steam point. Now, for Celsius scale, in the picture, as you know, that it is indicated as 0 degree, and upper fixed point, that is UFP, is 100 degree. For Fahrenheit, it is 32 and 212, and for Kelvin is 273 to 373. Now see, the length of the lower fixed point to upper fixed point for all three thermometers are divided in equal parts. For the Celsius scale, it is divided into 100 parts. For the Fahrenheit scale, it is divided into 180 parts, and for Kelvin scale, it is again divided into 100 parts. But it is all the three thermometers, our starting points are different. So we can write 100 parts of Celsius equal to 180 parts of Fahrenheit. That is, 1 part of Celsius scale equal to, we can say, 180 by 100 parts of Fahrenheit. Therefore, we can say that 1 part of Celsius equal to 9 by 5 parts of Fahrenheit. That means part Celsius equal to 9 by 5 degree Fahrenheit. As for 0 degree is the lower fixed point for Celsius, and 32 degree is for lower fixed point of Fahrenheit. That means the reading for Fahrenheit scale should start from the 32 onwards. Hence, we can write every equation from the startup point by adding 32. That means you must add 32 with Fahrenheit scale to get the value. So, Fahrenheit equal to 32 plus 9 by 5 C. For the common deductions, this equation can be simplified and we are getting a uniform equation, that is C by 5 equal to F minus 32 by 9. Children, if you remember this equation, you can put all the values by using this equation and get the required values. And in case of Kelvin, as the Kelvin scale is started from 273 onwards, that means the lower fixed point is 273. So we should start the measurement in the Kelvin scale from initially up to the required temperature must add 273 with the centigrade scale. That means one, as both scale Celsius and Kelvin scale both are equally divided, that means 100 parts. So 1 degree centigrade equal to, we can say, 1 K. But as the Kelvin is started with 273, so in case of Kelvin scale, we have to add 273 plus centigrade. This is the common relationship between centigrade, Fahrenheit and the Kelvin. In the book, you can see in other ways of the equations from where we are also can solve the solutions or the sums. But here I am giving you by using this common equation, that is C by 5 by equal to F minus 32 by 9. Here two examples I am going to explain you from the book referring page number 61, where it is written there 95 degree Fahrenheit we have to convert in centigrade scale. From the condition C by 5 equal to F minus 32 by 9, here we can put the values of Fahrenheit in the above equation. We will get the value of centigrade. C, F equal to 95. If you put an equation, solving the equation, we will get C equal to 35. So 95 degree Fahrenheit is equal to 35 degree centigrade. One more explanation is there: at what temperature are the readings on the Celsius and the Fahrenheit scales are same. In case also, let us consider the common point or common temperature is be x degree. For C equal to x and F equal to also x, we are considering. Putting this x value in place of C and F, we will get that x equal to minus 40 degree. So minus 40 degree centigrade equal to minus 40 degree Fahrenheit, at which temperature the reading of both scales are same. So I think children, you can understand now the different types of sums based on the temperature scales. Be easily to solve your equations, all type of equations. In the exercise also you can get some problems related to the measurement scales. Next is thermal expansion. Most substances experience an increase in their volumes when heated. The expansion produced in matter due to the absorption of heat energy is called the thermal expansion. When a substance is heated, the molecules start moving vigorously or faster. As a result, the distance between the molecules increases and the substances expands. In case of solids, the molecules are closely packed and held together firmly, so solids expand very little on heating. In case of liquid, the molecules are loosely packed, so they can move freely, and on heating the distance between the molecules increases, so liquid expands more than solid. In case of gas, the molecules are free to move and the force of attraction between them is almost zero, so gases expand the most. Based on these properties, some applications are also we can see around us, like small gaps happened in place of rail tracks, which is left between successive gap to allow them to expand in summer when temperature rises. If the rails are fixed tightly next to each other, they will be bent and outward and may cause the derailment of a train, or it may cause the accident, and the danger situation can occur. To prevent this situation, we have to keep the distance between the two tracks, means two gap of the successive tracks. The next is iron girder, used to make a bridge to fix only from one end. Its other end rests on rollers. The end of resting on the rollers is the free to expand in summer and contract in other time, means in the cold season, without causing any damage to the bridge. In case of telephone and electric wires are always kept sagging between poles to prevent them from snapping in winter. Like this, we can apply the thermal expansion. In the book, you can find the activity of a small experiment like for thermal expansion to demonstrate the property of this thermal expansion in solids by Graves and to demo in page 6. In page 63, you can see the activity to demonstrate thermal expansion in solids by Gravesand's ring and ball experiment, where you can see the thermal expansion of the iron ball. For this experiment, we need an iron ball, an iron ring, clamp, stand and burner. First, you have to take the iron ball and the iron ring. The ball should just pass through the ring. Suspend the ball from the stand as shown in the picture. Then hit the ball and then try passing the ball through the ring. Now what you can see? you can see that cool the ball, after hitting the ball you cannot pass inside the ring, but after cooling the ball and try passing it through the ring, what you can see, in case of hot of the iron ball, when the ball is heated it does not pass. This is because the ball expands on heating, which prevents it and passing through the ring. When the ball is being cooled, it regains its original size and easily can pass it through the ring. From this experiment we can easily state that the